Welcome to some bad audio with Matt Lawrence. Jesus Christ.
What kind of show is that?
That would be a great title. If your podcast name was Bad Audio.
We try to silence a background noise every time. So this time we do like a lawnmower firing up in the background.
Oh man!
Next episode's an air conditioner.
If I ever go solo with the podcast, that's gonna be the name of it. Bad Audio.
With Matt Lawrence.
With Matt Lawrence.
Exclusively with Matt Lawrence.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Day One Patch Podcast, episode 195. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. Happy New Year. It's 2018. This is the first episode of the new year. I got Matt Lawrence here. Full cast, actually.
Yeah.
Our last episode was a skeleton crew. Now we have everyone here. Adriano Petty's here.
Hi.
Martin Isaacs, how you doing?
Hello.
How y'all doing? Y'all have a good holiday?
Yeah.
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 Anything special? Anything gaming you got?
I got a whole 2DS XL collection.
The Pokemon one.
Yeah, I got the new 2DS XL Pokemon edition, Pokeball edition. And then I got a couple of games. I got Ultra Sun.
Pokemon.
Yep, Pokemon Ultra Sun. I got Mario Golf and Monster Hunter Stories.
Is that one of those new nice 2DSs that actually close?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
You
clamshell
have one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's probably the best system.
If I were to buy, well, I regret not buying a 3DS when they first came out. But
Those big bulky things.
yeah, because I remember the day you guys brought them to school. Like you guys bought them brand new.
Well, no, I had a Vita.
Oh, you had a
And
it was-
Marty had the
yeah,
3DS.
I'm just like, man, that's a nice console.
Mine's still alive. Still works.
Really? When's the last time you played it?
It's in my car. It's charged.
Oh, my God. Well, not in this cold.
I'm fixing to play it this
That
weekend.
cold killed that battery, probably. I
Oh,
imagine.
yeah.
But what do you play on it? Anything new at all, or just
Nothing new. I
Smash
have
Bros.
like a backlog of games to go through still.
you still have my Link's Awakening or Link's Link Between Worlds?
Yeah. Do I?
I don't know where it is. So
Do you know where your 2DS is?
yeah, it's next to my bed. It's on my bedside table.
Oh, just in
Is
case
it
you ever
also
wake up
charged?
and need to play
no,
it, right?
when I'm like I need to update something, and I check that one just to make sure it has
I
an
need
update.
an update fix.
Anyway, yeah, top stories this week. Not too much since we're still coming out of that the whole holiday season, so not a lot of news coming out of the gaming industry. But what we do have is this is a bit of an older one, but still kind of relevant. Apple has added new rules for its loot boxes on its mobile games that requires them to disclose probabilities. So this is like if you have loot boxes, it's like if there's something you really want, what's the percentage chance you can get that item? So we'll talk a bit about that. Microsoft kind of completely kills the Kinect. They're discontinuing the Xbox One Kinect adapter.
Oh yeah,
So-
down she goes.
Yeah. So they're not making the Kinect anymore, and even the adapter is gone now. So
Oh.
That's fine.
You know
Mine's
that-
been
you-
off for a
you know
long
what that
time.
means, though? Nobody was buying it. You know
That's
what I
pretty.
mean?
That's pretty bad.
I should probably pick one up just in case.
Do you want one?
I want the functionality to tell my Xbox to turn on and off. That's kind of cool.
You can get a. I think you can use your headset, or you can. There's a.
Yeah, but I have that for PlayStation. I don't use that
Well, then don't. Well, what do you even care about this then for?
because I want it just plugged in and don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I would want to be able to tell my Xbox.
There's a
to do
third party
shit.
accessory that adds like a mic just to the controller,
No.
like passively to the controller, where the keyboard would be on the 360. It's like an in-tech, and it also has a speaker too if you want just to have like smaller personal audio.
How does it turn on the console?
That is a good question. I don't know. That's what
That's what I
if
want.
It even
I
can.
want to walk downstairs and tell my Xbox to turn on.
Well, that command is usually the one that doesn't work. So good luck.
But to be fair, that's your Xbox.
No, it's from the forums back in the day. It was pretty bad.
The
but
Matt Lawrence forums.
I haven't looked.
all the
for a long
MLs in the world.
time.
That Facebook group you're on.
Hell yeah! Wishing each other a Merry Christmas and crap.
Did you actually this year?
Not this year. No one did. That was pretty sad.
They're all dead.
All of us forgot, or all of us couldn't connect.
Yeah.
It's just like, God damn, this fucking thing.
That sounds sad.
It was pretty sad.
The World Health Organization.
The WHO.
Yeah, they've given a definition of gaming disorders, and so we'll be talking about going over the three main disorders that they outlined. If you don't know, the World Health Organization is a division of the UN.
Basically, the CDC of international
of
stuff.
the
though.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Overwatch event and map launches very soon, and new heroes have been teased. When will it end? Hopefully never.
Yeah.
And then here's an oddball one. Original Battlefront 2 received an update after years. So we'll be talking about that. But let's go over what's new. Is anyone playing anything new? Anyone buying any new games? Or what's happening?
I started Fallout 4 this week.
Hell yeah, you did.
I'm not really big into RPGs, but I like the post-apocalyptic setting, so I figured I'd give it a go. And it's a tad bit overwhelming.
I can imagine.
There's a lot, like, I can collect stuff, and there's like a base, and there's like people staying with me, and there's character upgrades, but I don't really know what the game is like, so I don't really know what to do in terms of building myself yet.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit in that game. I remember listening to the IGN Vault podcast, which is their follow podcast when the game first came out.
Okay.
And they had like a guest on there that had like never played any Bethesda game. And like she was saying it's overwhelming. And at that time I was like, how is it overwhelming? Mm-hmm. But then I was like, after I started thinking about it, it's like, take a lot for granted. Like I knew that the settlements were just passive, and I just knew that because that's just a Bethesda thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just like knew that I needed to like equip stuff, and I knew like about like with the exception of a few clunky things like the layered armor, which is new. I basically knew what was going on. I knew the locations, you know.
Mm-hmm. Also, having played 3 and New Vegas,
that too.
You know,
you take it for granted.
Yeah.
What you know already.
So it kind of makes those additions that you're finding overwhelming. It just makes that a new feature. You already know how to play the game, you know.
Yeah.
And those new features just become a minor thing you have to learn.
Yeah, it's like a
But
little
to
clunky
you,
a couple times.
You're starting from scratch. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot. My buddy Sam was talking about. Let me have a look at his guidebook. I think that might help me out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's all right so far. I wish I could see my character.
You can.
Yeah, you
Not
can.
really his face.
Yeah, you can.
How do you do that?
So the button, I think it's the touchpad that puts you into third person.
But then you can't spin around.
No, you can. You press and
What?
hold that button. So you click it out, and you press and hold the button, and you use the right stick, and it'll rotate the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's clunky, but that's Bethesda.
But see, I just knew how to do that. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I'm like, when I get into Bethesda mode, like I just know what I'm doing. It's weird.
Yeah.
That tutorial thing you were telling me about didn't come up at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you have gone to the history place and taken those people back to Sanctuary, right?
Yeah, and then I went to Diamond City.
You went to Diamond City already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, like holy crap.
I haven't really done anything though yet.
Inside, yeah, because I usually don't get Diamond City until almost like 10 or 12 hours in.
What?
Because the game's goal is to get to Diamond City. So the first thing I say is like, "Oh, Diamond City's over there," and I turn around and go into like a bush, and start looking around over there.
Well, I got to Diamond City, and then it was like, now go on the road to freedom. Go wherever you want. I was like, what?
Yeah,
What?
I think it's called like the Freedom Trail calls or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. I think that's the main one. But like, if you go back to Sanctuary, which you could fast travel, right?
Yeah.
You go back to Sanctuary, and you talk to Preston. He'll like start like walking through some stuff, and then he'll be like, go talk to Sturgis, which is like the Fonzie dude.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, let's get Sanctuary up and running, and then it'll teach you those necessities.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when you're short on something, like let's say something is, I think I messaged you about this briefly, but when you're short on something, like you're trying to build like the tub for the Brahmin, that's like a feed trough, and let's say you're short on ceramic, you can, I think it's press right, like R1 when you're hovered over it. And it'll say, okay, it's tagged. Like it'll show an icon. And whenever you're out in the world, if there's a piece of junk or something that has ceramic in it, it'll glow.
Oh, it glows.
Oh, that's super
Okay.
helpful, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you start to learn, like, oh, this is where this is like here. This is here. That's what I need to pick up for this. Stuff like that.
I just want to like set up, build a base, and start farming things. I don't really care about finding my son.
Yeah, that's what I did. I built. I think for like on the second day I had the game. I think I built for like 6 hours just building one house, learning the mechanics.
I read everything in this game too. It's ridiculous. There's a whole bunch of information. I read all the terminals.
Oh my god.
I love doing lockpicks and stuff and the hacking. It's good stuff.
If you in this game too, and I didn't find this much in the wikis and stuff. If you read something that like if you read a terminal that hints at something that could potentially still be there. So it's like, let's say an old log from pre-war that hints that something can be there, whether it's like, oh, I locked something up in the shed, or like somebody doesn't even say they locked something up. They're like, oh, I ran out to the shed, and it's like implying that they ran out and grabbed a weapon. There's a high chance that like that slight hint, there's still something out there. And there have been so many times in this game where I've been like reading a terminal and I'm like, I wonder if that like button or whatever still exists, or like, or they'll mention like, oh, we went through this back door or something, and I'll be like,
I do find safes that way. They
Yeah.
mention like they locked away something.
it's pretty cool. I like that you can do that. It's not just like somebody wrote the script and then they made the environment, you know?
Yeah.
So
Also, you can pretty much go anywhere, and the quests will kind of find you. So if you just open a house, you might end up running into a quest, or someone might run up at you or something. So
I do like the random encounters, like rolled up on these two guys that look the same, and one said he was a synth, and he's like, he's gonna kill me. I'm like,
oh yeah.
oh,
I didn't really know what
that's
to do.
a real good one.
I made the right call though.
I like the doppelganger sets on SNL when they're like they got the two guys who are supposed to look the same, but they're not. Like one's like Andy Samberg, and the other guy is Horatio Sands. So they look completely different. And they're like, ask him a question only Andy would know. And he's like, do you like sandwiches? And Andy's like, yeah, I love sandwiches. And they're like, that's not a good question. Everyone loves sandwiches.
You can have your own settlements taken over by synths.
Seriously?
So you can like
I show back up and they're all synths?
So like there was some reports on, like, it's pretty rare. There's some reports on Reddit of people having like weird like uprisings in their settlements of this like the random people. And then one guy was saying that apparently like I guess it's some passive thing where you can turn on a radio signal, right? And that's how you attract settlers to your place. He attracted all these settlers, and I guess there was like a rebellion. And he said he showed up one day and there was like a huge gunfight between his settlers. And he was like, what the hell's going on here? And he ends up finding out that when he like the ones who like he killed one on each side, I guess, and he like he went into their inventories, and one of them had a synth component. So there were like a bunch of settler synths trying to take over the like human synths.
That's pretty
or
good.
human people. Pretty good.
See? Overwhelming. I got that to look forward to.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I remember when I first tried Fallout, I had no idea about the series, and I don't remember why I picked up the game at all. I must have been hearing people talk about it, but I think it was years after I had the Game of the Year edition. It took me a couple times to actually finish the game.
Yeah.
Like I had to restart because I let it sit for like a year or something. Yeah.
Was it which one was that?
3.
That was 3. It took
Yeah.
you a couple of years.
Well, because like I bought it, and I played it, and I'm like, okay, it's all right. And then I just other games came out, and I forgot about it. And I went back like a year later and said, okay, I want to finish this.
Oh, okay.
And I had to restart the game and stuff. New Vegas I completed just straight through, and same with Fallout 4.
Accidentally skipped a major part of 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching a friend play it, and I ran to this one place called Rivet City, and I just from the beginning ran to Rivet City because I just knew where it was, and I was like, I'm gonna go do some quests and stuff. So I ran there, and I like go into this place. I'm like, man, I'm pretty poor. I'm gonna go steal some stuff and sell it. Look at the sign that tells me what's in the ship, like what's in the city, and it was like Science Lab. I'm like, oh, there's gotta be some good stuff in there. I go there, and I click on this one lady, and she's like, it's you, and I'm like, yes. And I ended up like skipping like a big like section of the game. Pretty good. I think we did that for Adriano's run on the channel too. We like skipped most of the game.
That was the only way I was going to play both those games.
Yep. We beat him. We beat him in one day.
Yep.
Do you remember the story from them? So does it really even matter?
That's a real good question.
You simply have that ticked
So
off
I
on your
played
list.
Tacoma over the break. Yeah, I played some of that. I was going to start. I promise you, Matt, I was going to start a game today, and I never got it.
Okay, you want to play Tacoma. We played that for the channel.
No, we didn't, did we?
We didn't really play.
Oh, I'm confusing.
Thinking it was Soma.
Soma, frickin' Soma, man.
Yeah.
Soma.
Anyway, yeah, tell us
bad.
about Tacoma because I loved Gone Home.
Well, Tacoma's gone home in space.
I purchased Tacoma. I just haven't finished it.
It is very difficult to fuck up anything in that game. So like Gone Home, they pretty much put you in the middle of a story. And you're just going to go from section to section. You're going to pick up story. You're going to watch these characters interact. You're going to then get to climax of story, and then you're pretty much done. And there's very little actual gameplay in that whole thing besides walking around.
Well, I mean, there wasn't in the first game, right? Or Gone Home.
Is it the same devs?
Same devs,
Okay.
same creative team. Yeah, the only difference is they do a little time element in this one where because the entire interaction with any other character is you're just watching AR versions of themselves. Like you're literally picking up recordings of them walking around the station and you're following them. And what happens is you can like backwards hack into like their own terminals because as you walk around, you'll see them pull out their little like personal computer system. And when those are open, you can then go into their personal files and get information based for the story. So you can rewind and go forward, and every time you're in a scenario, like if you're in a 20-minute window, let's say, where it's like, oh, these characters moved around from this room to this room for 20 minutes, you can see on the little thing, it's like, oh, this person opened up their terminal in this window, this person opened up their terminal in this window. So then you go and track them down in this area in this time, and then you get more information out of their terminal. And then there's six characters. Each of them have their own personal relationship with any other character. It's pretty straightforward. It's you kind of, when you enter the Tacoma ship, there's 4 main sections. There's like a central hub system. Then there's 4 main sections like medical lab, engineering, personal quarters, and then there's a 4th one. I don't remember what it was. And it's like they send you to the first one. Like you do your rotate, you go and watch your stuff, and then they say, all right, they clearly usher you into the next one because you can't do them in any order you want. You have to do them in a specific order. And that's pretty much it.
So this game doesn't seem to be getting as much attention as Gone Home did.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
I imagine it's not as good.
It's not that it wasn't as good. It was
Not as impactful, I guess.
It wasn't. Yeah. I don't know, because I also played Gone Home well after the like I've heard people talk about Gone Home constantly.
Yeah.
And I played it. And so it's hard for me to say because I played one after everyone had raved about it, but then I played the other one fairly
close to launch
when nobody's really talking about it. So it's hard for me to gauge it like that. If I had to pick one of them to say play over the other, I would say play Gone Home. But that's only because I think I enjoyed the setting of it. The old creepy house I enjoyed better than the...
A little more relatable, I think.
Yeah, than the abandoned space station.
That raises an interesting point where there's a lot of these indie games like this where like the creator has come up with this like unique vision of the world or whatever, and it's like totally unique, like no one else can think of it. So like this weird AR thing where you're going back in people's terminals and crap. And it always seems like those are the games where like the developer is like super into it and he's like really, really like talking about it, and he like did a lot of like little cool things in it, and they always seem to be the flops because like no one else woke up with that dream or like they thought of that system. Whereas like if it's like a war game, it's like I can imagine a war.
Yeah.
I can imagine like a fantasy world, but I can't imagine an AR encrypted like ship and like this.
It's not that complex.
Yeah, it's literally
You see colorful outlines of the humans that were there.
And you as your human character in that game, you only see it because you have implants that allow you to see it.
But you see the amount of steps you got to do to be like, oh wait, but you've implants.
But that's not that far off of what technology we have today.
But Matt,
like we're really close to what this is conveying.
If you played it, it's the simplest of things.
It is very simple.
Yeah.
You're never lost. You're never confused about like what's going on.
No,
they give you the most basic of quick tutorials, and I mean like literally one movement control, and then they put implants on you, and then you have AR representation over it. That's it.
That's fine. It's just it is less relatable than like Gone Home, where it's like coming home to like a creepy house during a storm.
But I also feel like you got scared of Gone Home. I feel like that was part of that game's charm as well. Is that I went into it. I heard people talking about it, so I downloaded it. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be like a scary thing too.
No, the game has scary parts. There are.
Are there though?
There's,
but it's nothing. It's not like
they're not jump scares, but you are exploring a house that you are unfamiliar with.
There's an isolation feel.
Exactly. It's not jump scary, but there is a unsettling part.
But what I'm saying is that was kind of the charm of that first game too. Is the what was unknown.
Yeah. Would it be scary if someone told you that it wasn't scary?
Probably.
It's unsettling still. There's something weird about it.
It is unsettling because if you ever find yourself in somebody else's house that you have never been in before, it is a unsettling feeling.
Right.
It is not something to just like take lightly. And that's what I found with Gone Home, or even like other walking simulator. Like I played even like Everyone Goes to the Rapture, or Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. Just walking around like an open English countryside town.
Mm-hmm.
Abandoned.
Wherever-
is,
desolate.
is,
abandoned
still,
scary.
is still scary. It's still creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, even going into like an abandoned house, I could imagine. Even if like all the windows are smashed out and like that you have clear access and like you can see outside, it's still like creepy to like even walk in there.
It's unsettling for me. It's unsettling when you have access to something that you should not have access to.
yeah,
But,
even
That's
that.
that's what it is.
That's a good one.
But I also feel like even a familiar place would be scary. Like if Caledonia was empty and we walked through it,
That's creepy.
That would feel weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Yeah. So anyway, I love Gone Home, but I
To,
want to finish
Tacoma,
Tacoma. But
honestly, Tacoma, if you have like 2 hours, 3 hours to kill, and you want something quick to play, just throw it on. It's a narrative. It's an interactive movie. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The game crashed twice on me while I was playing. I was playing on
God
PC.
damn it.
Yeah, I was playing on PC, and it loading from the main hub of the station to the different like sections. It's like they're long elevator rides. They crashed twice.
it recommends a solid state hard drive.
It's not a very demanding game, though, is it?
Yeah, but it says it recommends a solid state drive for
And
it.
it-
I have a hybrid drive.
And it's an indie dev, so they might not
Yeah.
know all the optimization tricks and stuff.
But I did have to turn off, even though I did meet recommended system requirements. I did have to turn off dynamic lighting because my frame rates were dropping, and as soon as I turned that off, I was fine.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 15 of all things,
That's
Really?
fucking shocking.
and I'm on the last level.
That is fucking super shocking.
I kept yelling at you saying you weren't gonna do it. You weren't gonna be able to beat it.
I still might not be able to.
I signed on. I think today or yesterday. I saw you playing it. I'm like,
that's
wow,
weird.
this guy's.
Now I'm used to Western RPGs.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is how they do it over there in Japan, but I'm way higher level than some of the creatures I'm fighting, and they take me on one hit. Just boom, there goes all my health, and I'm down. I'm like limping away, and I don't know what that. Why?
We gotta go back to the early Final Fantasies.
I think it's a little more technical. I think it's like even though you're more powerful than this guy, you still have to dodge his attacks, and you can't just go in there and think you're invincible because you're a higher level. Do you know what I mean?
There's very little, and not this is a blanket statement. There's very little hand holding in Japanese games. I find, especially in their RPGs, it's very much like you kind of. It's very bizarre. It's like the mechanics are very fixed, but you're supposed to logic it out, like with your own like logic
Yeah.
and common sense. But in that it's weird because it's not like I can like pick up every object to like examine it. It's like only one object will work, but you have to logic out which one it is. So it's
And also, you have to be. It's like a real time strategy on how to fight the creatures and stuff.
because this one isn't turn based, right?
It's not turn based, yeah. So you had to figure out what to do on the spot. Like there's certain weapons that will do more damage, and the way you tell is like the numbers, like they'll be red if they're doing more damage, and they'll be purple if they're doing under damage. And you have to figure out which weapon in your arsenal is going to work best against this thing, And you're doing that as you're fighting it and getting destroyed in one hit. So it's very intense.
It's a lot of like a save and load, a lot of like trying over and over again.
I'm level 46 right now, and I had thought that the level cap was 50 because the last level it's like you need to be 45, right? And so I thought maybe the level cap was 50, and I got a mission where the recommended level is 99.
And is that a side mission then?
Yeah, it's a side quest.
Holy
So-
God.
And in the last mission, I even I encounter a creature that's like level 70 something, and so I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you're kind of screwed, right?
and I'm so close to beating this damn thing.
That sucks.
Yeah, but it's been okay for the most part.
I'm
it's
really
been okay.
surprised you got this far.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Wolfenstein. I don't know about that game either. I don't know.
You skipping over me now, are you?
Why? What are you got to talk about?
Excuse me.
No, go ahead.
Been very strangely doing the
Couldn't see you behind the mic there, man.
yeah. Adriano here, just for the viewer, decided he's like, no, the mic needs to be at your nose level, so I can't see anybody. I'm just looking at
decide
I'm looking at a
because
freaking pop filter is what I'm doing here. I got a different mic set up this
because
time.
I QC these at home, and I pick up on.
Well, no one in the history of this podcast has ever just stared at a pop filter the entire show.
I have.
And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at Marty through
I
the pop
literally
filter.
can't see your face.
So there's that.
It's funny because Ryan has one, and I can see perfectly Ryan.
Yeah, because I set mine up like Ryan's, and you're like, no.
No, because
Gotta have a
Anyway,
flap on your Lord of
Matt.
the Rings.
Matt, what are you talking about?
I've been playing a lot of the multiplayer. We've been playing the Battlefronts. I got Battlefront 2 for Christmas as well. Mm-hmm. I've been playing the Battlefronts, and then I went really ham into Call of Duty. I'm like, if I remember correctly, I'm like level 40 on the Xbox because I have both the versions, and I'm almost second prestige in the first in the PlayStation 4 game.
So
And I
almost 3 prestiges, that is.
And
God damn.
And I skipped the Overwatch event essentially, and just went ham into the Call of Duty. I got the Twitch Prime loot and everything. I just went absolutely ham. Started buying stuff. It was just
Yeah, the Christmas event for Overwatch, the skins weren't that great.
There's only 2 I wanted, and I just didn't even bother.
Yeah.
I saved my money.
I got that Anna one.
I have most of the Christmas.
You did really well.
I have like
Just through loot boxes?
through loot boxes, and then I use my gold to buy. So I even got the challenge specific sprays, Christmas sprays. There's 2 of them for the snowball fight. You have to kill 3 guys while they're 3 people while they're charging their snow thing in a single game, and you also have to nab somebody 25 meters, 75 feet away or greater, and I nab that as well. But yeah, like I'm only missing like a handful of the legendary skins and some player icons, but I've got virtually everything else.
Now, the Call of Duty winter skins, or the uniforms, those are pretty cool. I have like this awesome like green coat. It's really good, really nice.
That's like one of the American ones, right?
Yeah.
I have the brown equivalent, and I have the snow covered and the clean equivalents.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of the different like a bunch of the different like emblems and stuff. But I got the Polish like gold trimmed one as well. And I got another Polish one as well, I think, because I had to buy the other Polish one to get the gold one. I think that's one's like the top of the collection or whatever. You know, like the unlock when you unlock all the items in the collection.
Yeah.
So it was one of those. But I got that, and then I just recently claimed the what do you call it? The Twitch Prime loot, but they have a name for this one drop for us. But anyway,
I forget what it is. Yeah.
I claimed that one. So I've been going ham into the Call of Duty, and I'm gonna buy the season pass.
Fun fact about Dunkirk, I was watching the Bones features today. You see, so Dunkirk, all those like British soldiers are like on the beach waiting to get evacuated back to England, right? And what they did while filming that, they had their crew dress up as soldiers, and so they could just blend into the scene as they
why
filmed.
not? That's pretty good.
They needed people to manage where the soldiers needed to walk and stuff, and they just had like the assistant directors dress up as soldiers, walk around, makeup crew. They had soldier uniforms on and stuff.
That's pretty good.
That'd be awesome.
So if you be action, they would just like blend in and disappear. It was pretty cool.
And that'd be really good for like, because you know, like sometimes people will like spot a truck in like a historic movie in the back or something. That's pretty good. It's like you just see a soldier like walking off on the side. You're like, oh, whatever, and it ends up being like a makeup artist or something.
Yeah, there's a few things like a few buildings in that movie that I'm like, oh, that looks pretty modern, you know. But it's so hard to find perfect, 1940s looking.
And those are big
and
shots.
stuff.
Those are big wide shots.
Yeah.
Even in England?
Yeah.
Especially since they were destroyed.
A lot of things, they get burned down or torn down. Well, this was in France, but yeah, they get destroyed and stuff, and then just new buildings crop up all the time. So they had this one pier where they had to basically reconstruct it to make it look like it did in the 40s.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, a lot of work, and a lot of it is not CG. They strapped the freaking IMAX camera to some of the planes and then like filmed the dogfights.
That's why it looks so cool.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's awesome.
If you haven't seen it, go rent it or buy it or whatever.
I haven't seen it.
Yes, you have.
I haven't.
You didn't come with us?
No. I kept putting it off too.
Who did I go with?
Probably this game.
You went with Adriano, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
I did as well.
I thought I saw it with my family.
Yeah, then you and I.
No, yeah, you and I went,
you and
yeah.
I must have gone. Was that down at the fuck?
No, we saw the IMAX. We saw the IMAX.
You
for
missed
sure.
the IMAX.
I missed the IMAX.
Oh, that
I do
sucks.
remember this. Yeah, because we were talking about Django, and it was during the time that Dunkirk was out, and you were
Django.
like, I haven't seen Django, and I also haven't seen Dunkirk, and I probably won't. And then you and I, like a couple days later, went and saw the IMAX. I remember that.
Your update failed.
Christ. Well, that's good though, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, we'll just leave it. It failed on me last time.
Unless you still can't get out of this.
I'll just shut it down though. I just don't want it to screw up the actual download.
Yeah, interrupt it. Yeah.
All right, let's hop into the stories for the week. Loot boxes. We kind of talked about even loot boxes are coming up in our What's New segment. But Apple has added new rules for its loot boxes in its mobile games on iOS, and they're requiring the disclosure of probabilities. So what this means is if there's a certain item, let's say, I don't know,
like a legendary item, 10% chance.
something like that. Yeah, with 10% is probably high.
Yeah, probably.
Because people are spending money, I guess the idea is they should know what chance they have of getting that item. You know.
You know what's really weird is, I understand that you're buying you have the potential to purchase the loot box for real world dollars, but what's weird about this is, for years now we've had RPGs. Diablo 2 comes to mind right away, where you're essentially gambling by doing runs through a level to kill a certain boss over and over and over and over and over again to get him to drop an item that you need or want or whatever. And like that in itself is sort of gambling and addicting, because you're like,
That's a game, though.
that's the weirdness, right? Where it's like, where is the cutoff point? Like in terms of this, what if there's a game where I need to play it to, like, I can buy loot boxes, but I can't open them without keys. Keys I unlock by playing the game. I'm essentially numerically doing the same thing.
But I think it is the real money that makes it different. Is because spending real money can have a detrimental effect on your life. If you're gambling away your real money,
That's not great.
That can hurt you. Now you can be addicted to gambling without real money,
like doing the runs or whatever in Diablo 2.
Yeah, but that's not going to be as damaging as losing money.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So it's still an issue, but
is this only for loot boxes that are paid, or like could I have an app
that's a good question. I
has
don't
loot
know.
boxes?
I didn't even know there was really loot boxes on iOS. I thought it was just straight up microtransactions.
Not anymore. Everything's gamble, man.
Yeah, I'm not.
How
I'm not.
shitty is that? It
I'm
was
not-
shitty, and then they made it like you just get a chance now.
But what about
Why
something
why buy the item directly when you could buy a million, pay double?
something like Hearthstone, though, right? If you're buying a card pack,
That's different.
is it really?
Yeah.
That's how cards have been since the beginning of
That's
time.
Correct.
That's it is simply a digital take on the already existing card pack.
Yeah, but would that be included in this? Would they have to get probabilities on the cards you could receive?
But I absolutely think it would probably end up being
Included?
because it's on the Apple's platform.
Yeah.
But like here's the thing though, because if this is now an issue with, like, people buy hockey, like at my retail store we're selling limited edition packs of hockey cards in mystery packs, 5 in a single pack for $1.99. That's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So like, is that considered gambling now?
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question. Like, what is Apple's motive? Like, what like internally, why did they decide this? Did they decide this because kids are playing games?
Yeah, because they have hundreds of millions of people playing mobile games, and a lot of those are kids.
So they're worried about literally them purchasing it or getting addicted to rolling them.
Yeah, yeah. And there are games where you buy microtransaction like crystals, and then you buy a loot box. A lot of the hero based games do that.
Oh yeah.
You buy currency and then you get. Oh, that's awful.
What I loved is in the Star Trek game we used to play Timelines, and there was a couple of times where it'd be like, oh, buy this pack for the best chance of getting the golden Spock, and it'd be $149.99. I'm like, the best chance? Get the hell out of here.
3% chance.
So this is the official statement from Apple. Apps offering loot boxes or other mechanisms that provide randomized virtual items for purchase must disclose the odds of receiving each type of item to customers prior to purchase. So there you go.
Now, what does that mean in terms of telling me? Is that just stick it in the about section somewhere on the app page?
I don't know how that's going to happen, or if it's going to be if you're buying this loot box and you want to win, I don't know, old Ben Kenobi, it's 0.1% chance.
I think in China they have a similar law where they have to show you the loot boxes, the loot box ratings, the chances. And I think it's anywhere, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's anywhere that's publicly available. So it's the website, the app itself. I guess the store page would count.
You could bury that anywhere.
You could bury it, yeah. But I think what they mean by publicly accessible is when you buy the loot box, there probably has to be a button to say view chances, and then it opens up the page.
Oh, that's possible.
No,
too,
just a little asterisk at the bottom of the fine print.
All right.
This sucks.
Tells you after you buy it.
It is the end of an era
What?
as the Xbox Kinect is finally dead.
What era, really? The
motion-
era where no one used it anyway?
The motion gaming era, We're now in the VR era, but that was the motion gaming era.
I would hardly call this the VR era as well.
No, but they're trying real hard. I forgot the 3D era. Remember that? 3D gaming. You bought a 3D monitor.
Was that monitor 3D?
Yep. And what was really cool about that monitor is
I didn't even know that.
It was split screen, but everyone got the entire screen.
I love that. I love that feature.
Oh, you could both watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it broke.
I remember seeing the demo at like Future Show.
It was a nice looking monitor too.
Yeah, it really sucked that thing broke. I would have still been using it.
This is what I don't get though. I know people don't like Sony TVs, but I want a Sony TV that says this is the best TV and it's optimized to work with the PlayStation 4 Pro. You know, so if you simply just plug in a PS4 Pro and you get the perfect image possible.
There was an Xbox, the original Xbox. There was a TV that was Xbox ready.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I don't know why no one's doing that.
I think the branding. I don't think the branding works anymore. Like we got the branded Seagate. I think it is hard drives, the external hard drives for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
it's just like Xbox ready or whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
and I don't really see those things flying off the shelf more.
I want one.
Well, like I
would prefer to buy one of those though, over a random one.
Really?
Yeah,
it's just a USB hard drive. I would literally look at the size, like the amount of space they offer versus price, and just buy another one.
You're correct, but it's white and it has an Xbox logo.
That's incredible,
and it's no more expensive than a normal drive.
Yes.
So
if it wasn't, if they were side by side and they were the same technically, I would buy the Xbox One.
Yeah, it would look cool. Yeah. So anyway, the Microsoft has discontinued the Xbox One Kinect adapter. So when the S and the X came out, they didn't have the actual Kinect port.
Right.
So you need to buy a USB adapter. That's gone. So if you're still planning on, if you're the only person planning on getting a Kinect, you might want to track one of those down now because they're no longer for sale.
Is this something that's going to be valuable in like 20 years?
No.
What?
No, I don't think so.
What?
Would it?
I don't think the 360
The
I don't think
Kinect or the
360 Kinects are
the Kinect or the adapter?
valuable. Oh wait, you might be right though.
Somebody's going to need that in 20 years.
Well, we're at that. Well, I don't even think it's due to need. It's probably due to collectors because there's people that collect like the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because right now we're still in the stage where we're like, that's garbage, or we don't like that, or we don't want that.
Time to buy them up, eh?
I got one.
Do you really? An adapter for it?
No, but I got the Kinect, which is also discontinued.
Can't plug that into my S, though. Need that adapter.
For something to be valuable later on, right, it has to be worthless now. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty worthless.
Well, there still has to be a demand for it.
But anything gaming hardware, Virtual Boy like hurts your head.
Okay, but
Gives
what's
you headaches.
Yeah.
the PS3 is pretty old. What's an accessory to the PS3 that would have been
The
Maybe
memory
not
card
the P-
adapter. And I have one.
the
Maybe not
PS3?
the PS3.
The PS3
but
memory card
Yeah.
adapter.
How about the iToys for PS2?
Yeah.
And I got two of them.
Are those
Are
worth
those-
anything?
or the multiplayer adapter.
Someone want to check the Best Buy?
The multi-tap.
Multi-tab. I have one for
iToy?
PlayStation.
PlayStation
pretty
2.
Or not the Best Buy, I mean eBay?
I'm on it.
Checking the eBay with the old electronics.
I may still have my iToy somewhere.
I got one in box and one
I found
in use.
it's probably still at the Walmart too. The one Walmart I went to, I found this is probably only like 2 or 3 years ago.
Is this that memory card?
I found a brand new, still sealed 8 megabyte PS2 memory card.
I remember you mentioned it, and I went into that Walmart. It was still there. I remember that. I am literally shocked that no one bought it.
What do you got, Marty?
PlayStation 2 iToy. Brand new, still packaged. $20.
Oh.
Well, damn.
That's not nothing.
Maybe also though we got to think gaming kind of took off then. The old stuff was kind of niche still. Like kids didn't necessarily have a gaming console, right? They still had their remote control cars and whatever.
You
So
know
maybe-
what, though? If you wait even longer, it'll be worth something more.
No, things today are not going to be worth.
No, I'm not.
Even my Ouya.
I'm talking. If I dig up
Especially your Ouya.
if I dig up 1,000-year-old pot, that pot was worthless when it was out,
Yeah,
but it's now 1,000 years old, and it
Yeah.
represents a civilization long
yes,
gone.
But as we
the
go,
PlayStation iToy
yes, but
represents
as we
a
go
gaming
further,
civilization.
as we go further along, the stuff that we're making now will be less valuable in the future. At the same time,
1,000 years.
I'm telling you now, it's something now you make it now 1,000 years will be worth less than in
Something
1,000
years
years
from here.
than it's something that was made 1,000 years ago is to now.
Yeah. Except the iToy.
Because we'll be able to recreate it much easier later.
Just 3D printed.
The comics that you're collecting now are not going to be worth anything. Like the
I'm not
comics
collecting
that
them for
would
value. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. But the
Yeah.
comics you're collecting now are not going to be worth anything compared to what old comics were 70 years.
Yeah,
ago.
and plus, like back when the original like Star Wars comics came out, they would only produce a few million. Now they're doing like tens of millions of copies.
Yeah.
For the entire planet
And you can also
and
just,
everyone's keeping stuff in box.
and
Yeah.
you can also just get them digitally.
and the digital ones. Yeah.
People are keeping them damn pop figures in box. I remember people are like, "Man, you got to keep those in box." Like, why? Like, literally, there's millions of them.
Amiibos too.
And like,
My amiibos are
Now,
all packaged
amiibos
up.
are designed
Amiibos have gone up in price.
because of the
Yeah.
manufacturing limitations.
Those goddamn gold and silver Mario things are selling for like $50.
Yeah, there's one at Big B,
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah.
I never did that. I never touched the
metallic?
No, well because that metallic, the gold in the metallic one. So this metallic one was you could get it just as a single.
Right.
The gold one was only part of a bigger package. Like only if you bought Super Mario, I think. I think it was Galaxy 2, maybe. No, because that's Wii.
You had to buy a game with this thing?
Yeah, it was only available with something else, and that's what pissed me off.
Because there was those other amiibos that were in packs of 3.
Okay, but the thing is that when you pick up an amiibo, it's part of a series. Like in the top left of the amiibo package, it belongs to either Animal Crossing, Super Mario, Super Smash Bros,
Right.
Splatoon,
Yeah.
or the 8-bit collection. So like I have an 8-bit Mario Classic, 8-bit Mario Modern, and an 8-bit Link. So like those ones are part of one series, and then I have a bunch. I have a fuckload of Smash Bros. Like I have a lot of Smash Bros.
That was your main thing, right? You
Yeah.
wanted all the
But
Smash
then,
Bros?
then there's also like there's also a series like the Shovel Knight amiibos.
Now, I also
Jesus Christ.
feel like it's very hard to predict what will be in demand in the future. But I never really see like collector's edition stuff worth anything down the line. You
No, because
know?
everybody keeps it. Everyone
So-
buys it and just keeps it.
So those gold and silver Mario amiibos, they're valuable now, but I feel like in 20 years they won't be the ones people want. You know.
They might.
I want to know whether those NES cartridges or SNES or whatever they were, there's like one gold one or something that's like the Olympics or something like that, and it's like super rare.
Yeah.
I want to know whether that was made to be like collectible because it was gold, or whether they were just like, let's just do a gold run.
I don't know.
Like, because if that's collectible, then maybe that's like kind of
Yeah.
a tip of the hat to collector's editions.
Yeah, but it's rare because it's only like one unit.
Yeah, that is weird.
The collector's editions are still a fuckload of them.
It's hilarious because like like vinyl records are making a resurgence now, but like people who were alive during the original record era, they got rid of their record collections and switched to CDs, and they never thought records would ever come back in any shape or form. You know,
Yeah,
and it just
that
randomly happens.
Yeah.
You can't predict this stuff. You know, so hang on to everything. That's the real.
That's my plan.
Gonna get one of those like rental units and just fill it with stuff.
Yeah, just pack it to the brim.
Yeah. All right. Gaming disorder. Matt, you got one?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Well,
Why
that's it for
am
the-
I being targeted?
That's
Like-
it for the podcast.
Yeah. So the World Health Organization has added a gaming disorder to its list of classified diseases.
Oh,
Now,
man, we all got the disease.
so here's their 3 descriptions of gaming disorders. Number 1, impaired control over gaming.
The hell does that mean?
Onset, frequency, intensity, duration, termination, and context. So it means
we all have it.
it means you can't control yourself. You have to play the game. You have to be gaming.
That's too much.
I've never met anyone that fits that description.
No. Number 2, increasing priority given to gaming to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other life interests and daily activities.
That literally is not a disease.
No, that is.
They're doctors, and I'm calling their bluff because they're putting medicine before gaming. So do they have a disease because of medicine?
What?
What the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
They're putting they're before other life things, right? Anything.
No,
What is-
this means that if I said, "Hey Matt, come out to lunch," and you said, "No, I got to play this game," that is getting in the way of normal
Yeah.
activities.
then people are. Is there a disease for people who work and do that?
Yes.
There's a disease for people who work and do
You can
that.
be. I don't know if there's an official classification, but you can be addicted to stuff like that. Yeah.
I think
Workaholic.
that one to me personally is a little flaky.
No, but the general definition of addiction is if it impairs your life in any way.
I'd
if
say
it
that,
gets in the way of doing normal life things.
that's fair. Like I mean, like I don't think any of us are gonna like just like stay shut-ins to like continue playing their PlayStations.
And this is
But
this
there
isn't-
are. But the point is that there are people that.
there are.
and this isn't simply a new Fallout game came out and you really wanted to play it, and I say, hey, come on for lunch. You're like, no, I really want to play this game.
Right.
It's like if it happens every single time.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's fair. If the
Yeah.
if the repetition or whatever, if like the severity is up.
Yeah.
But doing it like once or twice isn't being like, oh, that's it,
No, they're not saying once or twice.
because that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. Number 3, continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. Probably hygiene is one of them.
What is
Lack
does
of
that mean?
sleep, I imagine. So when you let other things
Yeah.
degrade
Yeah.
and you keep playing.
I'm glad to say that I've never done that. Sleep is super important to me. I value my sleep above anything else.
I've only played super long once. And it was me and Aaron, we were playing Call of Duty Zombies. And we were getting really far, and we just kept going. And we didn't want to stop because we got so far.
I think the closest I've ever done that was actually with you guys and Aaron on Division.
Oh, okay,
when we finished, like it was like 3:30 in the morning, and we had finished that mission.
Yeah.
And I think Matt was like, "Come on, like I've already marked the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go." And you and Aaron and I were just like I could tell just in the tone. It's like none of us want to say no. Like none of us want to be the first one to walk away, but clearly none of us want to do
Yeah.
this. And Matt was like, "If nobody can tell me no, like I'm going." And I just like. It's like I'm just looking at the
I think
clock.
we did it, didn't we?
No,
we didn't do it?
I think we actually. I think somebody finally like said, "No, we're done with this."
I think I might be thinking about the time where the server was shutting down and we beat it within like 10 minutes.
That was hilarious because you were freaking the fuck out. We have to go. Move. We have 11 minutes, boys. Let's do this. And your little guy with his slick back hair and his sunglasses.
Hell yeah.
And just like
That's what my COD character looked like for a long time too.
that was a rough. None of us had jobs at that time. We were all just playing video games till 4 o'clock in the morning.
So
The first day of Division was pretty rough. We were on for like from like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
until that late thing that Adriano was
Those are
saying.
the good old days,
but
though.
we also did that with Civ too. Like
I don't remember doing a really long game of Civ.
we've gone into like 3 a.m. with Civ.
Civ eats up the hours, too.
Yeah, we've gone until
I never remember playing a long game of Civ.
I used to before hopping on with you guys. I used to make like a fucking cappuccino and like nestle into my desk and just anticipate like, okay, we're sitting down at 9:30. We're going to be here till 3:30 in the morning.
Oh man, I don't remember that at all. I
Yeah,
don't remember that long.
absolutely.
I remember playing Civ, but not that long.
When Marty first got hooked on Overwatch, he was here until like 4 a.m. I had fallen asleep twice on the
Yeah.
couch.
we all have this disease.
Yeah, yeah, we all have
Like-
gaming disease.
Yeah, I could tell who was playing based on the character selection.
Oh yeah,
Because we weren't party up, but we were grouped up in the game. It was like, all right, this one's Ryan, and then this round is Marty.
I woke up at 4. I'm like, Marty, I got to go to bed.
And now I never stop playing.
No. Speaking of Overwatch, new event map launches very soon, and new heroes have been teased by the creative director Jeff Kaplan. Also coming soon is a Lunar New Year event. This year is the Year of the Dog, so expect a lot of dog costumes.
When is
maybe.
that?
It's going to be at the end of January, going into February, I think.
Holy Christ, that's two events like really close to each other.
And then after that is
It's going to be
Uprising.
It's good. Well, they might not call it Uprising. It'll be named something else.
No, they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they want to
Really?
expand it though. They want to do something different with it.
It's weird because in France it was called something different. It's called Insurgents, but only in France they changed it.
That's weird.
Yeah,
And then after that is the anniversary,
anniversary, and then
which
we
is
go,
in May, right?
Yeah, and then we'll go back to summer.
We're coming up on 2 years already. That's nuts.
Yeah,
Because I bought it on the 1 year point. It was
Yeah.
on sale for the anniversary.
Overwatch is great,
Yeah.
but I completely neglected all the Heroes of the Storm winter stuff. So now I have because that the Heroes of the Storm stuff always runs longer, so that ends on Tuesday. So now I got to rush like 30 games before Tuesday.
This is ridiculous. Like this is getting this is the point. This is where I was like, I can't do Overwatch this time. I got to do Call of Duty.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaplan said that some pretty big changes are coming, pretty significant content that players are going to be very happy with. So I guess they're going to be making these changes based on event during the event based on. Oh, sorry, changes during the event based on feedback to previous events.
So just fixing game modes, probably.
Yeah.
I hope they make the PvE stuff a little easier because that shit is difficult.
Yeah,
it
that
is,
no
yeah.
damage to the door is just bullshit during Halloween.
No, there. Oh, so you didn't play? Yeah. So then there's another one during Uprising.
I saw you guys play that, but I never played during
Yeah,
that time.
it's an escort mission.
Yeah.
Christ.
Here's a tease if ever I heard one. So they're teasing a new character, currently known as Hero 27. Didn't give any indication of what to expect from the character, but he did say that he or she is very needed.
Is that another like major healer perchance?
No.
My
Because
money,
they just did a healer, right?
my money's on a builder.
Building.
Oh, I forgot Moira's a healer.
Well, they only have Torbjorn right now.
Symmetra.
Yeah.
You know what I saw someone do? Put one of her turrets on a basketball and then launch the basketball at them. That's so
pretty
good. Yeah,
too
I don't know.
much.
I don't know what to expect from a hero, but what's needed? Like what?
I'm thinking maybe it could be assault, could be offensive.
Everyone's kind of DPS now.
Yeah, that's kind of true, eh?
Yeah.
What the hell is needed then?
I'd say no more
Exodia.
barriers.
You just win the game.
Oh my god, there's so many fucking I didn't realize.
Barrier
that-
watch.
Yeah.
Barrier
everyone's just putting up the
Reinhardt,
shields?
Orisa, Symmetra. Diva has her own custom one.
Yeah, it's too
Zarya.
much. It's too many things are
Zarya, yeah.
blocked. Yeah. Pretty stupid.
And
actually.
I didn't realize how many characters can fucking heal themselves.
a lot.
Yeah,
of them can.
Reaper heals on a hit. Soldier 76, Roadhog, Bastion.
Tracer.
Uh,
Technically,
Tracer can rewind time, but
Yeah.
Lucio and Mercy just automatically heal. And Zenyatta has more shield than health, so he pretty much heals most of his stuff.
Anna can throw her thing.
How about a wizard?
grenade.
We need a wizard.
what would they do though?
A
That's
wizard.
magic.
Wizard.
Be like Moira, wouldn't it? kind of.
Kinda.
I don't like Moira. I don't think she fits in the game.
She looks weird.
Yeah, it looks really weird.
Yeah, she looks like a Battleborn character.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like they pulled her out of that game.
They're trying to save their franchise.
Yeah, but I do like Moira because more and more people are because she's a very well liked character with her abilities. There are more people going healer, and I can focus on rocketing people with Pharah.
What about another flying person?
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's a good point because only Farrah can do it, and then like Mercy under certain
Under her-
contexts.
her ultimate, though.
because there are characters in like the comics that I would love to see. Like I'm like because like there is another builder that's like Torbjorn's adversary in his comic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
He's
a
a
tall,
daughter too.
yeah, and like the other builder's like a tall, lanky guy.
I don't
It's
think
like,
you need
like,
another
that would be-
builder though because you got Bastion doing the turret thing too, even though he's just setting up.
But it doesn't have to be a turret though.
What, are you gonna build another barrier?
Maybe it's like a healing turret.
More healing.
Yeah.
So they have everything. So I don't know what they need.
A wizard.
I would say flying is probably the biggest gap.
Hey, I thought they were good with their roster to begin with, and then they introduced the concept of a healing sniper, and like when that was first teased, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That's never going to work, and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
It's like
And she's the best.
yeah. So
I feel like an idiot though when I'm trying to heal someone. I'm just like,
Yeah.
choo, 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 no.
Let's play Overwatch right now.
I'll play Overwatch.
And our final story, it's a weird one. The original Battlefront 2 received an update. Minor bug fixes and optimized performance. Lobby functionality has been improved. Steam usernames should now display correctly. Ping calculations are more accurate.
Sorry,
Oh my God.
wait, what is this?
Original Battlefront 2
Oh.
update.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they even bothered.
Because people must be playing it on Steam, right?
I bet you it got a big influx of sales after this whole like Battlefront 2 on like
People
with
go
the
back
loot
and, I
boxes.
want to play the good Battlefront 2.
Those loot boxes, not to take it away from the topic, but those loot boxes in Battlefront 2 are like extremely obnoxious. Like it's to the point where I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is a transaction.
First of all, they're slow to open.
Extremely slow to open, not
And then,
exciting.
I don't know if you noticed this, but after they open and like your little like cards come out,
Yeah.
a layer of something comes down
Yeah.
and they turn HD finally.
Yeah.
And then you can click on them.
Oh, it load in right away.
It's a full. It feels like they decided what you're going to get out of it. They've loaded a pre-rendered video.
Yeah.
To match the combination, they run that video, and then it flips it back to the actual. That's what it feels.
The worst was Shadow of War. You click to open your loot box and then be like downloading information.
Oh
from the
yeah,
server.
it
Really?
has to like
Loading,
check
yeah.
the server constantly.
That's super dirty.
Because like part of the addiction is like blasting
Instant,
open one
yeah.
of those loot boxes in Overwatch. Here's what the Storm does it really well too. Yeah, it's great.
Or here, Hearthstone, the card packs really
I
explode.
like that too.
In Overwatch, seeing what you're like, seeing if you get like a legendary or something is
It's a
fantastic.
gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're so excited. Yeah,
And the best is when it comes down to it's money. You're like,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
I got a duplicate the other day, and it didn't say duplicate.
What the hell?
And I didn't get gold for it.
Are you sure it was a duplicate?
Yeah,
What was it?
it was Winston Safari.
Well, there's two different Winston.
There's 2 Safaris.
Yeah,
there we
each
go.
legendary has a variation of itself.
Yeah.
So you probably got the other one. But what I also like in Hearthstone is each card pack, because there's a different pack for each expansion. They also have a separate opening animation for each one, depending on what it is.
Okay. Oh, right. I see.
Is there a date for that new Overwatch stuff?
No, nothing.
Okay. Because I want those
But
new
probably
skins.
during the event, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying think you can end of January?
Let me see a controller. Did you guys see? I'm not gonna turn on the console matches. Let me see a controller. Did you
You
guys
guys
see?
turn on the console immediately.
Did,
I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this over here.
Did my Xbox turn off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a timer.
Did you guys see the Overwatch League skins for Overwatch?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the city based teams like the Los Angeles, whatever, Philadelphia, Houston. Each of those teams have custom skins for those characters for all characters.
For all their team matches.
Yeah.
Do we think that they're going to bring in a PvE event that we can play anytime?
Probably
constant PvE event.
not. Probably
Like just
not.
or not even necessarily an event at that point. It'd be there's like
They
a
have
mode.
they have multiplayer events that or multiplayer modes that they don't even have in there anymore.
Well,
To get fucking I haven't seen Capture the Flag in months. That is gone
That's
now.
stupid. Yeah, I
they talked about the PvE events and they said that Overwatch was always supposed to be PvP, but they just decided for the Junkenstein one to do one PvE one. But people really enjoyed it, and so
Right.
during the uprising, they said, "Okay, we'll do another one."
It's just because it's different, right?
Yeah, but
It's just something totally
it's not their
different.
main focus to do PvE.
That makes sense.
But I
mean,
do
it's
like it.
all the
I
characters.
do have fun with them, even though they're difficult.
Yeah, it is fun. Like it is fun
Mm-hmm.
the first couple times, but I can't do it like 100 times or something. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
I want more uprising type ones where they're lore based.
Well, we were talking about this. The main story of Overwatch hasn't advanced.
Not really.
They keep building up the backstory and all
Tiny
the character
little
stories,
ways,
but
I want Overwatch 2
They're-
where they
they're-
actually
they-
start the team.
Yeah.
They're Overwatch 2 is never going to happen.
no, but they were
I want-
2.0.
I want the
Overwatch
story.
2.0 will eventually happen, but
On the console,
they
though,
are,
that might be another.
they,
that might be another.
they
purchase.
are progressing the story slightly. Like there is a slow moving story. Like Zarya and Sombra, they're kind of pushing it forward. Like in the one cinematic where they break into Veskaya Industries, there is a continuation of that one immediately in one of the more recent comics. Like there is a continuation. So
But I think they set it up to.
But that's not even Overwatch's story.
it's not. But it's just
But I think mainly the story is really just an excuse to play the game,
Yeah.
right? So they couldn't tell more story.
But I want to
And
see
then
what
keep playing
happens
the old
after
game.
Winston makes that call.
I know.
I
yeah.
want to see that story.
They probably got a plan. Maybe they do have a
I
2.0.
don't think they do.
This second year anniversary, it sounds like a 2.0 to me. You know, we'll see.
I think that's going to be paid on the console. Like you're going to have to buy it.
what?
Like if they have an Overwatch 2.0.
No.
No. A 2.0. If they made it Overwatch 2, yes. If they made it Overwatch 2.0,
Because you got to remember here, we got StarCraft that went free, but it's not a 2.0. They just got StarCraft that went free. We got Heroes of the Storm that was free, and then a 2.0 came out. So this is a paid game with
It's
no
still like
free to play
60 or
coming
70
inside.
bucks though. It's not coming down in price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyone who's played since the first year would probably happily drop 40.
Probably on loot boxes.
right, Ryan?
Oh,
Well, Uprising's coming out soon. So.
Oh, fuck.
my Christ!
Oh,
is that the
God.
is that
And
the
now
event you
those
bought?
skins will be like half
Ryan,
price.
give us your credit cards.
Like,
we'll keep them safe.
if they go back even further and like they have even more vintage Overwatch uniforms, it's over. It's over.
Are you just gonna buy it first day? You're not even gonna try. You're just gonna be like,
Hey,
ah.
Jeff Kaplan, you want to make $40 out of me? Make some more vintage Overwatch uniforms.
I'm sure. You know what? That's a good question. Is when what Overwatch event would make the most money? Kids would get a bunch of like PlayStation money during Christmas, but do they save it for an event?
Okay,
I
but
got $20 right here.
yeah. So, but let me ask you this then: what theme or what event would have to happen for you to buy the biggest package of loot boxes? Like, what kind of skins would have to be there in order for you, Matt?
2.0.
And I'm gonna ask you the same thing. What? Because like his was the vintage stuff, and it happened for him.
It was pretty easy to predict mine, though.
Yeah. What
I would spend more money for other things, though.
I would say it would have to be themed in something. It'd have to be like a Stargate theme or like
I knew
a
you were
Fallout
like
theme.
I knew that answer was coming.
That would be the same with me, though.
Well, like you'd want a Star Wars.
If there was like a 70s themed skin set,
Ugh.
I would buy that all.
You're going ham.
Or if they did like a crossover Star Wars one, that'd be it. I'm done.
Yeah, I think a theme for me. I don't
Yeah.
think anything else. I don't really care that much.
I really like the comics, and there's looks for certain characters that haven't made it into skins yet. But if they release like a pack of them, I'd buy that.
There's Which one specifically?
I want the Reaper one where there's the Doomfist comic where they're all at the masquerade.
They're at the masquerade.
I want all those. I want Doomfist in the white tuxedo.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Doomfist doesn't have any skins, does he? Like other than the original ones.
They've added like one.
Yeah, they've
theme one.
added them.
No legendaries.
He doesn't have legendaries.
He hasn't got any event skins either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no like.
He's got the one coming out. That's it.
Oh,
Well, damn.
The Warcraft.
But I mean,
one
Orisa
setting.
didn't get many skins at first either.
Uprising right away.
yeah.
Well, she was in Uprising though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was that was an easy one for them to do. Like that, like they didn't have to think too far.
she
out
was
of the box.
purple with a different head. Like,
Yeah.
How long has Doomfist been
And
in
that's
the
the best
game?
skin.
Doomfist is the second most recent. It goes Anna after release. It went Anna, Sombra, Orisa, Doomfist, Moira. And like the game is so far in now, Anna feels like
She was
she was there the
Base
entire time.
game.
Yeah, when she wasn't, she was added later.
Terry Crews gonna get that character yet?
no.
No, it would have been Doomfist if
I'm
he
so
was.
glad
should
he's
have been
not
the
Doomfist.
yeah. What's that body wash? Old Spice.
Yeah.
Should have been the Old Spice guy. In Overwatch.
The first Old Spice guy.
I think
voiced by Terry Crews.
I think their logic with it though is they need to get voice actors who are continuously working and who they know they can
need
get
a lot
back.
of voice lines. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
them doing Terry Crews or whoever.
Also, his voice wasn't gonna be right for Doomfist either.
They should give him a skin, a Terry Crews skin.
yeah, like that. Like if you want to do that, you do that, but don't give Terry Crews that because then you always have to depend on him to come back, and that may never.
That'd be cool though. Skins that change voice actors.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad.
Maybe the new ones will, because Widow's skin is a literal different character. It's the chick from StarCraft.
Oh.
Yeah, but they because that is a response to them doing the inverse in Heroes of the Storm.
But that's not even Widow. That's just a different character.
Well, it's still Widow. Like it's just
No, it's not. She has a different face. Like it's the chick from StarCraft in Overwatch.
Yeah, it's like so it's not Widowmaker dressed up like her. It is the StarCraft person.
Yeah.
because they did the inverse in.
Is that the pre-order one?
No, that's Noir.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about then?
Nova.
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's part of the
Yeah.
Blizzard world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed me those.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
in Heroes of the Storm, they gave Nova the Widowmaker skin, and people hated that. It really bothered them that they did that
It's a
because
skin.
because
It's a skin.
no, it's not because of that. It's because they said what happens if and when you decide to put Widowmaker in the game.
Oh, I see.
That's where the issue comes in. Is
Yeah.
like, then do you take away that skin or do you just leave both
it,
in?
It would kind of be funny.
Because you could see the same
Character with different
two
moves.
models on the screen, but have slightly different sniper abilities.
Yeah.
So
What about that Hanzo skin with the gray?
that's so
gray
fucking.
hair?
That still pisses me off.
I like the gray hair.
It looks
too.
really dumb.
You don't like the gray
I
hair?
don't like it.
Oh,
You don't like the
okay.
gray hair?
I like
the
it.
gray hair
It doesn't look right.
it doesn't. It pisses me off that people were complaining to the point where they changed it. Like
I
It
didn't
looks
even-
a lot better now.
no,
They
yeah.
like changed his piercings too, and they changed his wardrobe a little bit. It
The-
looks
they,
like
they,
it's
all they do is pull up his pants a little bit.
it's a better quality.
I didn't even know like there was something to complain about. Like I saw the one with the gray hair, I didn't care.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Then it's like, oh man, there's a controversy. I was like, how the hell is this like a controversial thing? It's too much.
Like, why does he look like that though?
They pulled that from the
But it's in the past, isn't it?
the Christmas comic.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I think it was just like it was just like a piece of wardrobe that he had on during the Reflections.
He just
comic.
looks older in that. That's all.
Well, because that's why they changed the hair is because in the Reflections comic he looks like the new updated model. And what they did was when they made the first model with gray hair, all they did was they took his design from the Reflections comic, but gave him gray hair, and that's what people were freaking out about. They're like, "Oh, he didn't look like that there. He was younger. He was young with that."
Mm-hmm.
So people freaked out because, like, God forbid, like he's old with that outfit. So then they changed it to match the comic. That's it.
Makes sense.
But I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but like that's not something to freak out about, though.
yeah, it's something I wouldn't have even thought to bring up.
Like complaints were to the point where Blizzard said, "All right, we'll fucking change it." Like I find that ridiculous.
Big old outrage culture.
It's
All right.
good stuff.
But Overwatch is still awesome.
Yeah,
Go play Overwatch.
Now give me that controller,
And we'll see you guys next week.
please.
196.
196 is right, Marjorie.
Hell yeah.
Approaching 200.
Please.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Peace.